Hello friends, hi! I have taken Nella out for a walk. I said the magic word. Shouldn't have said that. She's all perked up now. Nella, we're not going out for a walk again. It's okay. She has gone on her special time. Weather is good today. It's very chilly, but sun's out. It's a very sunny Saturday. I want to hit up some bookstores. I have been living in the city for more than a year and I haven't really gone to a bookstore yet, which I don't know. Who is she? What did you do with her? So let's go on this little adventure together and see what happens. First, I'm gonna have some lunch. I'm not going to be in somebody's way. Hello, hi. Welcome to the vlog. My outside endeavors always get me to downtown, as you can see. But I guess there is something appealing to certain parts that are in the city. The sun is out, but don't be deceived. As always, it is very cold. They say February is the coldest month in Calgary, and yet again I come outside without my gloves on. Mom, if you're watching this video, I am sorry. I'm just too lazy when it comes to gloves. So what are we going to do on this little walk, you may ask? Very good question, dear Watson. I'm going to take you on a bookish date. Let's go to a bookshop that I have been passing by for about a year but never really went inside. I've just been so curious about it and I felt like today was the perfect day to go. We're gonna go on this side quest together and just let's chill out. It's another day off. It's another day to spend together. It's been a couple days since I have gone to the bookstore. I did not end up buying any books, not because I didn't see any books that I liked. I saw a lot of books that I liked, but it happened to be a day where it was quite busy. And I felt a little, I don't know, I felt a little overwhelmed. Everywhere I went, there were people, and I understand why. It is a beautiful bookstore, and I am happy to see that there were a lot of people there. It just wasn't the setting where you could grab a book, read the blurb, and like stand there for a while and like just roam around. That just means that I need to go back, maybe during the week. And yeah, take as much time as I want. There are a couple more that I have on my list that I would really like to go to. And it was a really nice solo date. And I'm happy I got to share that with you. I'd like to give you a little bit of an update on the books that I've read. Like, I'm not quite done reading all of my books of February. By the time I will upload this video, it will be the end of February. But I have read 2 books so far, and I am halfway through the 3rd one. So I think I'm doing pretty well, actually. Like, I have already read 8 books this year. The 2nd month has only passed. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, for February, I have read Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. It was quite confronting because essentially we're following an aspiring writer or poet who grew up with Iranian culture around him, but he himself grew up in the US. He moved there with his dad, and he has this passion, if you will, or this interest in martyrdom. And then he finds out about this artist that is dealing with a terminal illness and has made some sort of art exhibit out of that. That happens to be in New York, so he travels all the way, I forgot, but it's somewhere in the Midwest. He travels then to New York to go meet this person, see what this art exhibit is about, and they end up talking. Like, they talk for a couple days, and a lot of things unravel. A lot of adventures happen. I guess I related to him because I was not born in Iran. I did grow up in an Iranian household. I've learned so much about my parents' immigration history and the struggles that they had moving from Iran to the Netherlands. So parts of his way of thinking, and specifically like dealing with that identity crisis growing up in different cultures, is eye-opening. It was just something else to read that in a book and seeing myself in it. I know in social media, modern culture, we do talk a lot about representing and like finding characters that look like you or behave like you, or I just never thought of how important that could be until I read about it, like on a deeper level. There were a couple of references also that were made that I didn't quite get, whether that is because English isn't my first language, or I didn't grow up in North America, or maybe I just was not exposed to this piece of knowledge. So some points or some parts kind of flew by me, or I wasn't quite able to grasp what was meant by this metaphor or this reference. Martyr. Easily one of my favorite books of the year, even though we're only 2 months in. Second book I read was... What was the second book? Oh my gosh. Wow. Sorry, I drew a bit of a blank there. The second book I read was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Somebody in the comments of one of my previous videos had already warned me that I will cry, and did I ever. It just hit me in the feels. There was a part of me that wished that I had read it in the summertime. Everything that happens in the book is in the summertime, and the time that I read it here in Canada, it was cold. Like, I was going through a cold blast. We're talking -26. A very short book, but it made such an impact. Oh my gosh. So essentially, in this book, we're following a couple of characters. They will be the same characters throughout the whole book, and it all takes place in one place. So one cafe only. And it is rumored that when you go to this cafe, you have the ability to go to the past. So what we're seeing here, or what we're experiencing, is the reason why these regulars choose to go to the past. Their feelings are so well written. And then on top of that, you kind of see the aftermath of it all. There are a couple of rules for you when you go to the past. So it's not all just mystical and whimsy. It's mostly emotional and very captivating. I actually expect it to have higher rating. I'm just gonna check what the rating is for it here. So on Goodreads, it gets a 3.7. That doesn't do it its justice. It is so good. For me, like personally, it just hit me in the feels because I got to follow other people's desires and I got to read about their way of thinking, their perspective, and that kind of just took me out of my own head for a little bit. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really well done. It was simple language. And then now I'm reading, I kind of went back to my comfort zone for a little bit. I am reading The Rose Bargain. And so far it's just been so delicious. It had me giggling a couple times, and I think I'm like 40% through the book. I needed that, especially after reading Martyr. I wouldn't say it's like the best romantasy that I have read in my life, but it's very entertaining. Slow burn so far. It is quite the slow burn. You know, I'm just enjoying it. There's really nothing else to say about this book, and that is okay. Like sometimes I like to read a book just for pure enjoyment, not to necessarily, change my views in something, or doesn't need to be earth-shattering all the time. I haven't quite figured out what I want to read for March. So yeah, I'm going through a bit of a weird time right now. Things have changed, so I need to figure out some stuff in general, not just what kind of books I want to read, but also like some other like personal stuff. As I'm filming this video, there is a Chinook, which means that the weather is amazing. It is a whooping 16 degrees. It's a little windy, but 16 degrees. 2 weeks ago, maybe less, it was minus 36. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how Calgary does it. Plus 16, and life suddenly makes sense again. Wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. A whopping, a whooping, a whooping.